من البلاء ونسل الأعداء وسكر الغيث وتيسير في الأمور والفتوح في الصدور وإلى من سبقنا إلى رحمة الله وإلى مشايخنا وإلى أساتذتنا ولمن حكم علينا ولمن أحبنا لمن أوصانا بدعاء الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear beloved audience, Jemaah of Masjid Maarof, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma zidna ilman nafi'a warzuqna fahman wasi'a. Allahumma faqihna fid din wa 'allimna ta'wil wahdina ila sawa'is sabil. Allahumma iftah 'alaina hikmataka wanshur 'alaina min khazaini rahmatik birahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'du. Alhamdulillah. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, salutations to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to his family and also to all his companions. Inshallah, today we will continue the book, The Beginning of Guidance, written by the great Al-Imam Abu Hamid Al-Ghazali rahimahullah ta'ala wa nafa'ana Allah bi ulumihi wa bi asrarihi wa bikum jami'an. We have entered the chapter where Imam Al-Ghazali rahimahullah ta'ala talks about the sins of the heart. In Arabic, it is called Al-Qawlu fi Ma'asil Qalbi. Imam Al-Ghazali said, "I'lam anna as-sifat al-madhmumah في القلب كثيرا وطريق تطهير القلب من غذائلها طويلة والسبيل العلاج فيها غامض وقد اندرس بالكلية علمه وعمله لغفلة الخلق عن أنفسهم واشتغالهم بزخارف الدنيا." Imam Ghazali said, know that the blameworthy qualities of the heart are many. The sins of the heart, there are so many. There are so many things that we can do to jeopardize our heart. We can do a lot of sins with our heart. And there are so many to be discussed. And the path to treat it and to purify the heart from its vices is lengthy. It's not that you can wash it with soap. It's not that you can wash it using water. No. It is a long process. That is what Imam Al-Ghazali trying to tell us. And that the way to heal them, and if our heart are mutilated, are contaminated, are filled with the disease of the heart, it is very difficult and it will take a long time to heal them. The knowledge and practice of the heart's treatment have completely disappeared because of people's neglect of their own souls. Yes, this is true. Because nowadays people rather look at other people. Oh, this person is bad. Look at the appearance. Look at the face, look at the outlook of the person. They never look inward. They never look at themselves. When we discuss in classes, in sermons, they didn't look at themselves. They remembered in the words of the Ustaz, the words of the teacher, the Sheikh, reminded them of somebody else. They can imagine somebody else doing the mistake, commit the sins, but they cannot see the things that they have done. Na'udzubillahi min dzalik. And because of their distraction with the adornments of the world, the enjoyment, the entertainment, the worldly pleasures, even right now, I have to say, because this topic is very hard for me to share, because I see myself doing things that the Imam is telling us, and it is okay. And that is the reason why we read this book. Just like the Imam says, many people sees the evil deeds in others, but how many sees in themselves? Just like here in the mosque, there are only few. Through the streamline, people will pass by our lectures. They will scroll up and down. They will view. But when he talks about themselves, they will try to, scroll faster, move away from the topic faster. So this is normal, okay? But what we have here, this is outstanding, this is awesome, this is mashallah in front of us. So when we discuss about this topic, we cannot see anybody else except we should see ourselves, introspect ourselves, muhasabah. We should introspect, self-reflect ourselves, as if there's a mirror in front of us. Look at what we have done so far to reach this point here. And I'm telling you, this is also hard for me to say, because we are chasing after material world, the great things, holiday, even we are looking forward for the weekends to spend our time with our family. But are we spending our time correctly, accordance to the Quran, accordance to the Sunnah, accordance to what Imam Al-Ghazali is telling us right now? That's what we need to do. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive our sins, our mistakes, our decisions, our choices. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us awareness. Sometimes we are aware, but our family are not aware. And if we try to push them, pull them, they will say we are forcing them. So we have to play kite. Play kite? We have to let loose and then pull again. Let loose and pull again. So Imam Al-Ghazali says, we are distracted by the adornments of the world. And we are distracted by the adornment of the world. So we need to be refocusing ourselves again, move towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we know, if we were to chase after the world will run away from us. But if we chase after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will get Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will embrace us, and the world will chase after us. That is what we want. It reminds me of a story. There was a time, a Sahaba, Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiyallahu anhu. He was one of Rasulullah's 9 years companion. He is a very humble person. Should I say, he is so humble that he only focused in his life towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the hereafter. Nothing phases him in this world anymore. Nothing entices him. Everything he will give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards Allah's cause. He gave everything, his blood and sweat and wealth, everything he gave it to Rasulullah towards Allah's cause. He only want the hereafter and Allah's pleasure, Allah's redha. So one day Rasulullah SAW was sitting down with other Sahabat, popular Sahaba like Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the first Khalifa after the passing of Rasulullah SAW, and then Amir al-Mu'mineen, Abu al-Faruq, Abu Hafs, Umar ibn al-Khattab, radiyallahu anhu, and then Usman, and there are Ali, and the other Sahaba in front of Rasulullah SAW, and also in front of Rasulullah SAW is none other than Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, radiyallahu anhu. So Rasulullah SAW asked every Sahaba, what do you like most in this world? All the Sahaba give their answers. Abu Bakr give his answer, Umar give his answer. It's a long hadith. It is a discussion about Rasulullah. It's not that Rasulullah SAW doesn't know their hearts, but Rasulullah SAW is all knowing because Allah revealed it to him with the permission of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. But it was meant to happen. You see, Rasulullah SAW is an example himself. He is tawadu, means down to earth. He is humble. He is not what you call. He doesn't brag. He never boasts. He never shows off. And there is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He asked the Sahaba, what do you love most in this world? Some say Allah, Rasul, and the Quran, Islam, and their family and everything. When he came to the same question upon Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiyallahu anhu, what do you think he answered? He said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I love this world for three things. Other than that, there's nothing that I can love. He doesn't hate. We cannot say if a person likes something and doesn't like anything else, he hates. No, that's not the direct opposite. It's just his preference. And this is a person of taqwa, piety and obedience. He said that I love three things. Other than these three things, I don't like. Okay? So he told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first thing I like about this world is hunger. Being hungry, I am famished. Means I am hungry, I am starving. Right now, I also very hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Inshallah, after this, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will give us sustenance in the form of our Isya. Ba'dal Isya, al-Asya. After Isya is dinner. Asya means dinner. See, different shakal have different meaning. So if Abu Dhar al-Ghifari loves hunger, and then what's the second one? The second one, he said, I love sickness. Right now, if I were to say this, people say, Ustaz, like the real. It's not me. I'm not Abu Dhar al-Ghifari. Even I am afraid of sickness. And we always make dua, like the Imam make Allah mashfina jami'an, or Ta'ala, please grant us shifa, preservation, protection from Omicron, from COVID-19 and all kind of illnesses, and even cancer. We don't like sickness because when we are sickness, we cannot do anything at all. It stops there. We have to recover while the world move on, while our family move on, while we are there on the bed. Anybody who had sick or slept at the hospital before, they know. They dread it. They don't like it at all. Because why? On the hospital bed, we cannot do anything. Luckily, we have our phone. We can update our friends. We can talk, communicate. If not, we lose our mind. If not, we lose our mind. And what is the third thing that Abu Dhar al-Ghifari loves? He loves death. He loves death. Who is Who amongst us here anticipate death? Start every day. I always make dua, I want to die. If someone were to make dua for us, to the death of you, we will get angry. Watch your mouth. You don't stop nonsense. I slap you. We are angry, we are frustrated. But then again, nobody loves death. In fact, we are afraid. Because why? We know ourselves. That's why we are here under the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His blessed house, in His holy house, hoping that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive us for what we have done thus far. And from the point where we reach puberty, that is the point where all the badness are written down, the salat that we have left out, the fast that we have left out, the sins that we have committed, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covered, we are so afraid to die. But not Abu Dharr al-Ghifari. He is ever prepared. Now, we are living in this reality, and here in front of us, a story about a Sahaba who loves hunger, who loves sickness, and loves death. What is this? This doesn't make sense at all. Am I living a lie? Which one is reality? Abu Dharr al-Ghifari or us? Which one of us is living in reality? Am I living a lie? Have I been living in a lie? Have I been lying to myself, telling that it is okay? So these are the questions that comes into my mind when I first heard and read about this hadith of Abu Dharr al-Ghifari. So Rasulullah SAW asked Abu Dharr al-Ghifari, because all the Sahaba are shocked, are surprised with this answer. They can't wait to hear the wisdom behind hunger, sickness, and death that Abu Dharr al-Ghifari loves so much. So what happened? Abu Dharr al-Ghifari explained why I love hunger. We already know why we hate hunger, sickness, and death, but now we want to hear why he loves it, so that we can learn, we can apply this in our daily life, we can put it into contextualization in our current situation. Number one, hunger. Abu Dharr al-Ghifari said, when I am hungry, that is the time where I am able to manage, control, educate my desires, my shahwa, my nafs, my inner self. That's why we come to this class, Bidayatul Hidayah, talking about sins committed by the heart. So the remedy, the treatment, the rehabilitation is lengthy, right? So this is part of the fasting. So when we are hungry, when we are fasting, we are looking forward for the month of Ramadan, so that we can fast, so that we can control our lust, our desire, our shahwa. So Abu Dharr al-Ghifari said, this is where I can control. And those who are in control of themselves, they can do a lot of ibadah. Most of the time when we fail to do our ibadah because we are lazy, because we find excuses. It's not that we don't have time. It is because we are unable to control our desire. We can't control our, I've been working long hours, I have no time. Why? Because we cannot do it. But look at Ramadan, how strong we are. We are able to khatam al-Quran. We are able to fast during daytime. We are able to salat tarawih without miss, 20 rakaat, especially with the jama'ah. Oh, the power. Even though we are old, our knees are, and the cramps and everything, but because we are together as one congregants, especially in our beloved mosque, seeing our friends are able to do together, we got the strength, we got the motivation, the encouragement, the drive. Because why? We control our nafs. We have control our nafs. Did we realize this before? This is what Abu Dhar al-Ghifari explained to Rasulullah SAW in front of the Sahaba. And it is true, right? We can see in our actions, we are stronger in the month of Ramadan actually. We are not weak. When is the Muslim at his strongest? In the month of Ramadan. And now is the preparation for us to keep fit, to plant the seed, to water it, to give it sunshine, so that in the month of Ramadan, we are strong. We are smiling doing our ibadah. MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah, this is indeed a blessing. Subhanallah. That is number one. And we have discussed this before previously. The shahwat, when we are not eating, it becomes small. It doesn't grow. So we can control it. A person who fasts, who is hungry, is stronger than the person who doesn't fast. MashaAllah. So, even though he say hunger, but it means fasting. And also eat when we are hungry, stop before we get full, and don't force it if we cannot eat anymore. That is very important. And that is diet that is being taught by Rasulullah SAW to all of us. Second, what is second? Sickness. Sakit. Nobody like to be in sickness. Everybody, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala grant us all health, strength, fortified our body, fortified our mind, fortified our soul, so that we are able to do a lot of acts of worship, acts of good deeds every day. Ameen ya Rabbal Alamin. So sickness, what can we gain actually from sickness? Anybody want to share? What can we gain when we are sick? In Middle East, in the country where the Arabs live, especially the Islam prosper there, they will say tahurun. Tahur means purify, or should I say purification. Tahurun, insyaAllah. La ba'sa, tahurun, insyaAllah. And this is sunnah to make dua. You can say inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, but in our community, watch your mouth. Be careful what you say. I'm not dead yet. I'm still alive. No. In the Quran, Allah SWT reminded us, إِذَا أَصَابَتْكُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Which means, indeed, to you and to us you belong, and to us you will return. Means to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And then we say tahurun insha'Allah la ba'sa bi. Tahurun insha'Allah. Or we say shafaqallah for men. For the woman, shafaqillah. And in general, shafaqumullah, shifa'an ajila, which means Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala had granted you cure, a recovery, and shifa'an ajila, a speedy recovery for you. MashaAllah. Isn't that beautiful? We are constantly making dua for each other. Arabic class 101. We learn a little bit Arabic, alhamdulillah. So, nobody like to be sick, but Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, tahurun means not only to purify our physical being, but also to purify our spiritual one, which is the sin. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala cleanse our sins along with the sickness. It is a kafara. But don't say this to a person. It is no kafara. This is all kafara, because we have done sin before. If you say that to a person, if he doesn't have the knowledge, he doesn't understand, it's like, aku dah sakit, I'm already sick, and yet you say all these kind of things. Why can you make dua? But actually it's true. That's why Abu Dhar al-Ghifari radiallahu anhu loves it. Because why? It cleanses the sin and removes the sins, diminish our sins. So every time we sick, we say Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Now it is my turn. Jangan cakap, alamak, this person, if he hasn't come to work, I won't be sick now. No. Even though that is true, we don't say that because that is hurtful. That is hurtful. We don't say to them, just say, Alhamdulillah, it is my time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive my sins. That's why when we are sick, istighfar. Astaghfirullahalazim. Oh, sick, cannot sing, Ustaz. Okay, astaghfirullah. That is how we should behave when we are sick. Abu Dhar al-Ghifari tell us, shared with Rasulullah in front of the Sahaba. It is when Allah Ta'ala cleanses, purify our physical being and also our spiritual being. Every time we recover from sickness, we become stronger. That's why those who had went through and had faced COVID-19, afflicted with COVID-19, they don't have to take booster shot. At least for now lah. Because why? Their immune system are already strong. Because they have already recovered from that sickness. Subhanallah. Beautiful, right? Now we understand why he loves hunger, why he loves sickness. Now how about death, Ustaz? I can't wait for the last part. Death. What do you think? We hate death. And when we are young, I ask my students, and my primary school students, I ask them, who wants to die later? Ustaz, don't say scary stuff. They love to hear ghost story, Ustaz, ghost story. But when I talk about death, they don't like it. Nobody likes it. I say, how about tomorrow? Nobody likes it. Then there is one student who always want to challenge the Ustaz. He asked me, Ustaz, how about you? You want to die later? You want to die? He reversed back, he turned the table and asked me whether I want to die. And I say, oh, I'm like you. My answer is the same. Then I ask you, and then I ask him back, why? Now explain to me why you don't like it. Ustaz, I'm not ready, Ustaz. I love my parents, I love my siblings, I love my family. I am only 11 years old. I'm still young. There's so much that I want to see. Exactly. Even I, at this age also, are afraid to die. But I add something, and I add something to your answer. It is because I am not ready to meet Allah. But Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, that is the reason why he loves death. Because that is the time where he will and he is able to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not because he is boastful, because he loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Am I right? We love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the thing. After learning this, meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these physical eyes. Allah doesn't permit it. He doesn't give us permission to look at His gracefulness with these eyes. Only with death. But we cannot force death. There is this formula, I forgot the name of it. It says that Man istajala fi shay qabla awanihi uqiba bi hurmanihi, which means anything that we hasten when it is not its time. For example, a son will inherit the wealth of the father once the father passed on. But if he hastened it, meaning he killed the father, okay, will he receive the inheritance? No. So that's the thing. Death should be natural. It cannot be forced. We cannot use force to quicken it. So how much we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not permissible for us, or should I say it is unlawful for us to commit suicide. We cannot kill ourselves. La darar wa la dirar. Do not hurt anybody and do not hurt yourself. Any form of injury inflicted to others or to yourself is haram. It is haram. Okay? So, Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, every day his schedule, and the one thing that he anticipates, that he can't wait, is always to meet Allah. You can confirm this. He will always be one of the first to pray in a congregation at the Masjid Nabawi, the mosque of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a passage and pave our way so that we are able to do our umrah and visit Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Medina and in Baqi, inshallah. So now we understand this. We want to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only after death. But are we ready to meet Allah? No, we are not ready because of our sins. Because our acts of worship, our ibadah is not enough. So that's why we must always anticipate, like Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, every single day. It is not work or his family that is looking forward to, it is meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why he loves hunger, so that he can control his desire and do acts of devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why Abu Dhar al-Ghifari loves sickness, because when his heart, when his body, when his soul is clean, his mind is purified, that is where he can do his ibadah with a clear mind and clear conscience. Subhanallah. Everything is being set up so that anytime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invite him back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is ready. Subhanallah. But that doesn't mean when we want to follow Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, we neglect our responsibilities. Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, this is a Sahaba, that he will make sure that everything is fine and done, completed before he does his acts of worship. Alhamdulillah. That is important. Some people, they want to go to the mosque, they want to go, I'm saying, not just our male congregants, not our female congregants, both. Even I myself, sometimes, we take advantage of our spouses. Never mind lah, my wife can do it lah, my husband can do it lah. I want to go to the mosque, I want to meet Allah, I'm doing something good. What? We are doing something good, but we are not doing it correctly. We must make sure everything is fine. But Ustaz, if I do it, then I don't have time to come to the mosque. So we have to prepare ourselves every single day to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I was driving just now, suddenly something struck in my mind. Khatara fi bali means something suddenly appeared in my mind. I'm thinking, hey, becoming an ustaz when I am single, it is much easier. Last time, the time is with me. Anytime I want to go, But now, I don't like to use the word hard because I am relishing it. I love it. I want to have the family. But when I look at Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, he prepared himself. The Sahaba always prepared himself. So we need to still help our family. We don't neglect this responsibility as an ustaz or any kind of profession. We shouldn't use our acts of devotion, acts of worship, acts of good deeds as an excuse not to help our family, especially when they are in need of us, dire in need of us. Means they're really in need of us. So we must help. Okay? Sometimes we have to swallow. There are times where I am late and not using this as an excuse, but it does happen sometimes. But we have to swallow it. We don't argue, hey, I have my family, can't you think you also have family? You cannot say that. Sometimes Allah SWT wants us to give more rewards, we have to swallow it and smile and just say sorry, apologize. Don't use as an excuse because it will only lessen our rewards. from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yeah, inshallah. So from these three things, inshallah, we will change our mind, our heart, our soul, so that we are always Allah oriented. Let us learn from the great Sahaba, Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, rahimahullah ta'ala, and Rasulullah SAW are contented with his answers, and I believe all of us also are happy with the answers. And it is true. Sometimes we look at this world wrongly. Because why? We only look at the good things that we have. Health, wealth, more time, youth, success, happiness. We only look at these things. But when Allah tested us, we cry, we complain, we even blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indirectly. Why me? And those people who are not praying, why Allah take the nikmat for me? But Abu Dhar al-Ghifari reminded us, even bad things are meant to happen. And we have to accept it and embrace it. As a Muslim should, as a servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must do this. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, that's all I have for everyone here today. Inshallah, we will continue with other lessons. This is beautiful. We have three things that we can remember. Simple ones, a story, and then we know that it is not easy to cleanse our heart. So this is the summary of it. Inshallah, we will continue. Subhanallah. MashaAllah. Let us sing the istighfar. Why I say sing istighfar? Because when we sing, we are happy. We want to do it voluntarily. But if we recite, sometimes we are forcing ourselves. Do you know, when we force ourselves to do ibadah, we are lacking in sincerity. So when we do something that we love, so we'll get the full reward of the ibadah, inshallah. Astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. Astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la والحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك السلامة في الدين وعافية في الجسد وزيادة في العلم وبركة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت ورحمة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت. اللهم حاول علينا في سكرات الموت ونجاة من النار والعفو عند الحساب. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهم كما ربونا صغارا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك السميع القريب مجيب دعوات يا قاضي الحاجات. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اسقنا جنة مع الأبرار عزيز الغفار يا رب العالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم بارك لنا في رجب وشعبان وبلغنا رمضان. اللهم بارك لنا في رجب وشعبان وبلغنا رمضان. اللهم بارك لنا في رجب وشعبان وبلغنا رمضان. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallahu minkum minna wa minkum taqabbal ya karim. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.